All right, let's start. Welcome to Hi from Hellada, right? Art and culture in Long Beach. My honor to have 4 guests with me today. Welcome. Nancy.
Hi.
Kat.
Hello.
Dia.
Hi.
Jamie.
Hi from Hellada.
Hey, hi everybody. Hi from Hellada. Poet here in Long Beach, and I'm just here to share what's going on in the literary art scene. Long Beach has an amazing literary scene. So here we go. Upcoming just this week, in the next week, 7 things going on. If you want readings, workshops, or writing, we got it all. Monday, February 10th, we've got a regular weekly poetry night at the Library Cafe. Haven't been, but poetry night at the library, can't go wrong. So Monday night, we've got 2 readings. Go to either of them or go to both. The other one is at Gatsby Books, our beloved Long Beach bookstore. That is a new open mic. I'm pretty excited about this. It's called Tryworks Poetry Open Mic every second Monday. So that's also Wednesday. We've got a writing group, Coffee House Writers Group here in Long Beach. They have satellite locations all over Southern California. They meet at Polly's Pies. If you're a writer of any kind, this is a very open, supportive critique group. So
Thank you.
Polly's Pies, Wednesday night, Coffee House Writers Group near the traffic circle. If you like mystery, go to Gatsby Books for their mystery book club at 6 p.m. Gatsby's got a whole lot of things going on, okay, because that weekend celebrate a debut poetry book by Jose Hernandez Diaz called The Fire Eater. Sounds good. I want to go to that. So we're almost done here. 2 more things. Saturday, if you haven't heard of Bel Canto Books, they're a brand new pop-up bookstore doing a lot of awesome stuff here. They have a permanent location in the Hangout on 4th. And they're doing a book club. You want to meet up with other people who like to read about stuff? They're going to choose an awesome book. And you're going to go and meet some people and have a good time. Sunday, if you are a mother or a non-binary writer and you would like to meet up with other writers, La Fuente is having a monthly writing circle at 5 to 7. So check that out. Whew.
All right, hi, my name is Kat Elrod. I am from the Garage Theater. I'm their resident costume designer. I'm a director there. I'm also a company member and a board member. And I love our tiny little theater. Long Beach has a lot of really great theaters. We were counting and it was something like 6, 7, or 8. We're not sure. They pop up and they close. So I guess if you're looking for something to do, when it comes to theater, you know, they're on a schedule. Like for the Garage Theater, for example, we've got 4 shows this season. I know that, like, for example, the Long Beach Playhouse, they have 2 stages. And so I think they've got something like 16 shows running. You'd have to check the website just to double check. But yes, the Downstairs Theater has a lot of really great shows. That's the main stage theater. It's a 3/4 round thrust. So you're going to be like right into that space. And the upstairs is studio. And I think they're doing a lot of new works. So that sort of maybe ties in with our literary arts friend over here. And we've got International City Theater, which does a lot of really great Broadway quality shows. And Terrace Theater, which is a roadhouse. They've got a lot of really great concerts, symphonies, and different sort of touring shows coming through. We've got the small theaters like the Garage Theater, the Richard Goad Theater, which is the Long Beach Shakespeare. There's another one that popped up, and I'm not too familiar with it, but it's a little bit further out. It's still in Long Beach. It's over by Cowboy Country, if anybody goes over there to, you know, line dance and drink. But it's called the Act Out Theater Company, and they're doing Oliver Twist, which is a lot of fun. That's a great show. What else? Well, let's talk about the Garage, I guess, right? Which is the best theater in Long Beach. The Garage Theater is a really great theater. It's a pretty small theater, and we kind of fly under the radar, which is nice for us because we're sort of after-work theater people, you know. We like to call ourselves drinkers with a theater problem. So we get together, and we do a lot of really good work, but it's about, I think it's mostly about like the community and the friendship and getting together and the camaraderie of that. The 4 shows we have this season, the first one is Psycho Beach Party. So we are doing a lot of like really weird, we have been for the past 20 years, a lot of sort of out there shows. So the first show is Psycho Beach Party, which is, let's say, Gidget meets any Alfred Hitchcock show. Then our second show I happen to be directing is called Motherfucker with the Hat. And that's going to be a really good one. It's one act, and it's relationships and drug abuse and alcoholism and you know, the motherfucker with the hat. And our third show is Drowning Girl. Going to be an amazing show. And that one I think is a little more ethereal, and it's all out to the audience. It breaks the fourth wall. And it's about these women who are abused and eventually murdered, and they're in their wedding dresses telling their tales. And our last show is She Kills Monsters, which is a really good show. And that one's, so usually what the Garage Theater does, at the end of our season every year, we do a melodrama or, well, like a not-for-children show, you know? And,
Tell me, okay, for a like me, I mean, so I go to Garage Theater,
yes,
and literally speaking, I sit down.
Yes, come on in.
And then what else happens to me?
You know, I guess it depends on the show because, so for example, last season when I adapted and directed a version of Roadhouse. Remember the movie with Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott? That one we had people fighting in the aisles and people serving drinks during the show, and you know, for our melodramas, sometimes we make these felt tomatoes that you can throw at the actors if you don't like what they're doing. It really is audience participatory most of the time, and if it's not, sometimes our audience participate anyway because we serve lots of, you know, beer and wine and things like that during the show.
Fantastic!
It is, yeah. Yeah, if you like high at the Hellada, come get a high at the Garage.
Next one, one more?
No, I think that's it. We've got 4 shows this season. I think that's for 2020. You know, I guess maybe next time I can talk more about the other theaters in town. I think we do things that are a little more non-traditional. The Playhouse, they do things that are a little more traditional and classic. ICT, they do more Broadway. The Terrace Theater is a Roadhouse, so they're giving you all the great concerts and things like that. And then the Shakespeare Theater, of course, is giving you all the wonderful Shakespeare. They do a really amazing series of radio plays. I don't know if they do it every year, but they do the Maltese Falcon. And that is actually one of the highlights of theater in Long Beach, I think. And sort of as I guess miscongeniality in Long Beach for theater would be the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Art Theater on Saturday nights. I love them. Actually, one of our company members, well, he's not a company member, but he participates a lot. He comes and does a lot of shows. Will Ardlian, and he is amazing. And he does Rocky Horror over there. And the one thing I like about that is, you know, it's a play, a musical that became a film that is now performed as a play in front of the movie. So it is this weird sort of meta theater thing happening in Long Beach, and it is so much fun. And Midnight Insanity has been there for so long. I, in fact, it was like 1995, 1996, worked with Midnight Insanity. So I think
It was there in the 80s.
Yeah, so they must have celebrated something like, what, like 40 years or something ridiculous. They've been in Long Beach for a long time. The quality there is amazing. The Art Theater is a beautiful theater, of course, you know, and historical. So if you want good, great, amazing theater, come to the Garage, come to the Long Beach Playhouse, go to ICT, go to the Art Theater. And then, you know, just Google theater in Long Beach and you'll find something fun to do.
I noticed that you didn't mention Musical Theater West.
Oh my
They're doing
goodness!
Ragtime right now.
Musical Theater West, they're doing Ragtime, they're doing Anti-Mame. Thank you so much. You know why? Because they're all, and the Richard and Karen Carpenter Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
But they're more of a Roadhouse as well. So Musical Theater West, who is housed inside of the Carpenter Center, they do amazing musicals, and they're more like classical musicals. But it's so much fun, and actually ticket prices are very reasonable. And the Carpenter Center, they have a lot of really fun productions that come through. The Bill Nye the Science Guy is coming in the spring. Lots of concerts. I think it's Ballet Folklorico is coming. And the one thing that I really, really love about the Carpenter Center is that when you are in the lobby, they have a lot of really great artifacts from the Carpenters' heyday. They've got Karen's drums, her T-shirt. They've got their Grammys. They've got their gold records. It's sort of a museum inside a theater, inside a concert hall. It's an awesome place.
Kat, is there anything,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an off-season right now, right? So it's not much as far as next week.
Well, here's the thing about that. I think because, so a lot of there are things going on in February. You'd have to check the individual websites, but I think there are a few things starting in February. But yeah, when it comes to theaters, we sort of like do Christmas shows, then we're a little dark over the, over the break, the Christmas break, and then we get things going again. Just like the Garage Theater, we have our fundraiser and our company meeting in January, and then we don't really get started until March because it takes about 6 weeks to rehearse a show. So we've got to get everything ready before we can perform for you guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about open mics and various other music things here in Long Beach. Specifically, we're going to start with the open mics. And Long Beach is an amazing town for open mics. We have open mics pretty much every night. Monday night, we have the open mic at Roxanne's, hosted by Shy But Fly. It's a really fun little venue. It's a nice little restaurant. You can get anything you want to drink up there. It's on Wardlow up in Cal Heights, I believe it is. The Tuesday night, there was one in Sevilla that was hosted by Von Rischer. That one got canceled when the management in Sevilla changed. And I was talking with Vaughn about whether or not he was going to pick up with a new open mic, and he has had such success with a project he's been working on, got such great reception at NAMM that he's not going to have time to do another open mic for the time being. Although he will be doing a once a month booked show, not an open mic, but booked show at Eleanor's over at Maid.
Gio, for those who don't know, open mic, what's the format of it? I mean, is that like open to the public, or is it ticketed, or how does it work?
Open mic is, with one exception here in Long Beach, it's open to the public, no charge. And basically, you come in, you sit down, or stand if you prefer, and you listen to the music, the poetry, the spoken word, the stand-up comedy, if it's an open mic that has that. You just come in and enjoy the performances. If you want to perform yourself, there's a list. You sign up on the list, you take your turn. Depending on the open mic, it could be one song or two songs. Sometimes we'll go to three if there's not that many performers. And the amazing thing about it is the amount of talent and the level of talent that shows up here in Long Beach for the open mics. I remember one evening there were 4 open mics going in Long Beach, and that would mean probably somewhere between 50 and 60 performers. You would have been hard-pressed to find a bad performance anywhere in town that evening. Yeah, Tuesday, the only open mic in the area on Tuesday right now is actually in Seal Beach at Bogart's, which is a great little coffee house, awesome view. You can see the ocean. It's right across from the pier there. And they run a very good little open mic there. They've been doing it for quite a while. You do have to buy something in the way of food or beverage to get a ticket to play the open mic there.
So it's not entirely free.
It's not entirely free, but it's open to the public, and you can stand outside on the sidewalk or sit out on one of the benches and not even have to go in and buy anything if you want to just enjoy the performances. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, there's actually 4 open mics in Long Beach. One is the stand-up comedy only open mic at the library, which I've mentioned, the Library Coffee House, that's on Broadway just east of Redondo. There's the open mic at Bixby Joe's in Bixby Knolls, that's on Atlantic, a block and a half north of Carson. There's the open mic at the Marina Wine Bar, which is almost into Seal Beach, and it's over by Mulaney's. And there's the open mic right here at Hellada, which I host. It's in this exact room every Wednesday evening. We start at 7-ish, depending on when people show up. We run until officially 9, although we've been known to go a fair amount later, depending on who shows up. When you've got world-class talent walking in the door at 9:15, you still got 2 other people on the list. We were here till 10:30 one night.
Yes.
And it was worth every minute of it.
And we do Periscope, right?
And we do Periscope. The other thing about the open mic here is we actually record everything. And when I say record, it's recorded multi-track studio quality recordings.
I had no idea. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're welcome to show up and get a recording of your poetry. We welcome poets, we really do.
That's important to me. Thank you.
Yeah. And people who just want to come in as writers and do a dramatic reading, you know, a spoken word piece. We're absolutely open to that.
I love
We
that.
encourage people to do that.
An open mic.
Except for stand-up comedy, yeah. Thursday, we have Viento y Agua, which has been happening since, 16 years ago now, I think it is, something like that. Excellent little open mic. It's hosted by Rod Harrison, really good guy. Once again, I believe you have to buy something to play, and theirs is one song only. One of the disadvantages of being one of the most popular open mics.
And the other mics?
The others are 2, sometimes 3 if there's not that many people there. The other open mic on Thursday night is every other Thursday, and it's first, third, and fifth Thursday. So we just had one. We won't have one this week. We'll have one next week. Is at Fox Coffee House, which is a really nice little venue. There was a regular monthly poetry event there for a while until Murray Thomas went back to Rochester.
Oh, miss you, Murray.
We missed Murray. Yes. Friday night we have the open mic at Royal Cup Cafe, 10th and Redondo. That's hosted by John and Tioma, and they do a really good job. It's in a back room where it's a listening space, so even though it's in a place that has all the espressos and everything else, you don't have the noise from the grinder, the noise from steaming the milk, whatever. It's just a real nice little, venue. Saturday night, the one open mic that you actually have to pay admission for, $5 a piece, is Shaiba Fly host one at Shades of Africa on 4th. And that one, I haven't been to personally. I've heard good reports from it. Sunday night is the wine bar on Ocean, right across from the old library. Once again, that's a 21 and over only open mic. But it's a nice little venue. If you have any questions about any of the open mics, I do have a full list on my webpage, one of my web pages, my calendar page on my website. And we'll have a link to that on the website for the podcast. List all, those are the weeklies. There's a couple of monthly ones I want to mention. One of them is actually at Eleanor. I've seen some good music there. There's a monthly open mic hosted by Melissa, is it Luzier or Luzier? I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name.
I never have to say it out loud. But
Anyway, that's the, I believe, first Tuesday of the month. And they've done it for 2 months. I haven't made it yet. I'm hoping to make it this coming month. The other monthly open mic is actually a poetry open mic at Fox Coffee House, the Definitive Soapbox, which is, I believe, the last Friday of the month. And that one I've been to once. It's a really fun poetry open mic.
Good evening, everyone. Gio, Kat, Nancy, Merrick, how are we doing this evening? All right, good. Right off the bat, if you aren't listening to our podcast right now, you should have your radio tuned to 88.1. The Wagman, Gary Wagner, plays nothing but the blues from 2 to 7 on Saturdays and Sundays, so I really hope you tune into that show. The featured bluesman for this week, his name is Sherman Robinson. It's a really good show. One of my favorite bluesmen that was just featured there, Buddy Guy. Love him, just missed him. He was just at the Hollywood Bowl. He's supposed to be back here sometime in the new year, but Buddy Guy's been an influence for a lot of blues guitarists today. The man is in his 80s and is still touring and was one of Jimi Hendrix's influences. In Long Beach, we have a few things going now. Every Tuesday at the Ordinaire, they're calling it, interestingly enough, Tuesday Blues Day. So, the name of this band is going to be even more interesting. Mike Dangerously and the Cartoon Cowboys will be playing at the Ordinaire for Tuesday Blues Day. Another bar where they're going to have blues, I think it's every first Tuesday, is at Gallagher's. Gallagher's is off of Broadway between Temple and Molino, conveniently right next to MedMen. The artists that I just looked this up, the blues artists that they have there have not been featured. I don't know a lot about them per se. There is a band a blues band that did play there called the Third Degree Blues Band. Awesome. This Saturday at the Aquarium Pacific will be going to be a blues and jazz concert that is presented in partnership with the Long Beach Blues Society. Please go check out that show. So on Friday, I went to go see Southside Slim. He used to be there every Friday at the Seabird Lounge right next to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. It's a $7 cover charge. Really good show. Southside Slim, I have to say, is one of the best bluesmen on this side of the west of the Mississippi. I got to see him play. Also, who was there? Lester Lands. Lester Lands is a South LA bluesman. He is a legend himself. He's kind of a big grizzly bear, built like a grizzly bear, and can play the guitar like it's nobody's business. So I got to see him perform too. Also who were there Friday night were the Mighty Diamonds. These women remind you of the Supremes. They remind you of the Pointer Sisters. They remind you of I already said the Supremes. Diana Ross and those other people. So yeah, they're really
The Supremes.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's who they are. Yeah. It's been a long day. I've got the blues. Every day I got the blues. So the Mighty Diamonds were there. I got to perform. I got to see them perform. They also put on a good show. They are pretty versatile, though. They don't only sing blues. They sing rhythm and blues, jazz, and R&B. Not rap and bullshit, like real rhythm and blues.
To Chicken and Waffles, that's the place for blues.
Yes. I think yes. That is very astute, American. Yes, and as you and I went there one evening, we had a good time, and that hub is the hub for blues music right now. It used to be every Friday. Now it's every other Friday. Can we all show up there and see Southside play and sell out the days that he's there? Then it will be every Friday and probably every day. We need to bring blues back to Long Beach, everyone. So thank you, America. Yeah, that's very important fact. Blues is it's the roots of music in general, and I know Merrick's a fan, Gio's a fan. I'm sure you ladies are a fan too. I've always been into blues music, and so the hub for blues right now, for live blues anyway, is every other Friday night at the Seabird Lounge or next to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Broadway and Alabitos. Also, every Sunday, if you want to see live blues and multiple bands, Mulaney's in the Marina, they have blues from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's every Sunday. I've seen a few bands there. Go there and check them out if you would like to, and see what their blues shows are all about. The bands are good, and the bands are. They have a lot of passion and so forth. I will let you know right off the bat, folks. I am not a blues snob, and I know everything that I listen to is not going to be 100% in alignment with what I prefer to hear. However, people, music is universal, and so we all need to see the things that people are doing and what kind of effort and passion they put into their projects, right? So with that said, there's also, in terms of classical music, I wanted to bring this up every first and third Saturday of the month at the Carpenter Center of Performing Arts. They have a free show there, and that's I think that's what Kat mentioned, and it's on their website. It's carpenterarts.org/arts4life. That's my blabber bit, and lastly, I will say the blues will be coming to Hellada, folks. I am working on this very hard. Merrick's going to be doing a lot of stuff here, so we're trying to make the Hellada Gallery into a little bit of a blues juke joint where people could come and perform and listen to good music and just be a part of an everlasting and live music kind of vibe in the East Village. So stay tuned, and hi at Hellada, but it's always going to be blues for everyone at Hellada. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, guys. A few words about Hellada itself. We have 2 shows right now ongoing, and they will both end in February 28th. First is Long Beach Open 2020. That show is truly open to anybody to enter. We just finished submissions. It's around us. You see behind us, behind our faces. And we have a grand opening this Saturday at 6 o'clock with live music, red carpet treatment, champagne, and all sorts of extras. So you're welcome. It's free of charge. It's open to everybody this Saturday at 6 o'clock. And also, at the same time, in next room to us, we have a very secretive show. It's called Sensuality in Art. We do it every year. This is our 7th edition. And we also open that show. It's an erotic show. We're going to open it on Saturday at the same time. We also host open mics like Gio mentioned on Wednesday. We also have 2 types of classes for beginners, photography class and beginning drawing class. A few words about the Museum of Latin American Art. They are open, as we are open, Wednesday through Sunday. And right now they have a very interesting exhibition of handmade waved arpilleras. These are handmade by women of Chile, decorative kind of like gobelins. Our Long Beach Museum of Art with annex in downtown Long Beach. They have 2 exhibits right now. One in the main location on Ocean Boulevard is Women Artists of California. That one ends in March 1st. And also we have in downtown California Designed 2020. That's mostly designers exhibition of interior design and furniture from what I've heard. But something to go and see. Also, as an interesting element in Long Beach Museum of Art is an outdoor exhibition of Patrick Doherty, sculptures of harvested willow saplings, life-size, very interesting thing to see. So that's good for Saturday and Sunday. By the way, Long Beach Museum of Art is free of charge from Friday through Sunday after 3 p.m. And sister gallery, Sea Gallery, next door to us on Broadway in Linden, downtown Long Beach. They have a very interesting exhibition right now, The Art of Whiskey. And it's featuring drawings and design work for the whiskey companies by Lynn Du. And it's open Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m.